New hip hop, fuck out of here. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Seriously, because I'm trying to build this up. I've been bullshitting, I ain't gonna front. Because I'm preoccupied with other shit. And then some days I ain't preoccupied with nothing. I just ain't do it. But look, this is just off the top. I'm just gonna speak about some people that nobody ever talks about. So this is almost like a freestyle episode. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Can you do it right now? All right, thank you. Did you do it? You did it? Okay. All right. I know y'all heard of Grandmaster Melly Mel, Grandmaster Flash, Busy B, Kid and Play. Now you know, like hip hop back in the day. See, like hip hop now, and I'm trying to learn to stop being negative towards like newer things, because some of the things I do like that's new. Like I definitely love a lot of this technology because it's easier to make money out here. I definitely like that. I'm sorry, man. I'm getting older, man. My eyes. I notice when I be looking at this phone, my eye will cross sometimes. But you know, back in the day, you had categories in hip hop. Whether you like it or not, it was categories because you had gangster hip hop, which I never agreed with that. I never called it gangster hip hop, but you had gangster hip hop, you had party hip hop. So that's where I would put Kid and Play. Kid and Play was more like fun and partying and dancing and talking to the girls. NWA, Schoolie D was more gangster hip hop. Then you had club hip hop. And then you had some street hip hop, which I guess would fall under gangster hip hop. But Kid and Play, nobody ever talks about them. The only time you might see people talking about them is when you talk about House Party, when they made those movies. But Kid and Play is a good part of hip hop, man. I like Kid and Play. You know what I mean? The Kid and Play kick step. Some of their music was alright, and they had a little bit of skills. You know what I'm saying? On the mic. If you ask me, I mean, of course, you look back now, you probably be like, ah. But Kid and Play, I don't care. A lot of people like them. So you might get people on here trying to act all hardcore. Oh, man, everybody like no Kid and Play. Man, yes, you did. Fuck out of here. Yes, you did. Kid and Play was the shit, if you ask me. Kid and Play. Busy B. Busy B was party music. Partying, having fun, chasing the girls. Who the better live spitter? Who could spit the best? Kumo D. Nobody talks about this dude. And I wasn't a Kumo D dude. I didn't like Kumo D. Other than he had a song around the time he made Wild Wild West. It was another song he had that I did like. And I liked him when he was with the Treacherous 3. See, people don't go back that far. Treacherous 3, who the fuck is that? The Treacherous 3, look them up and listen to some of their music. Melly Mel is probably, for me, he's not the greatest rapper of all time, but he's definitely up there. But a lot of people sleep on him because he came out in the early 80s. Really, he came out in 70. He really came out like 79. But, you know, a lot of times people will be like, oh, that's bad. That's old. that's too old school. No, man, but it still was hip hop. That's just like saying Curtis Blow ain't relevant. Curtis Blow was like one of the first big hip hop artists. He might have been the first. But people going to discount that because it's from 79, 80. He's still relevant. These Are the Breaks was the shit. If you play that shit now, I'm talking about my age group, like 45 and up. If you play that shit now, that shit, motherfuckers gonna get out the seat and dance. That was the shit. But Melly Mel, Grandmaster Flash, and the Furious Five, Busy Bee, Kid and Play, De La Soul. De La Soul was like, they were more like party dance. They had like they was kicking some knowledge too. They had that conscious rap too. That was the other category, conscious rap. So don't get me started. Tribe Called Quest. See, back then you had your choice of who you wanted to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Kwame. No, nobody talk about Kwame. That's why I like doing this channel, because it's just too many people that nobody never talk about that I know when they was out, motherfuckers was on their dick. Everybody was liking this shit. But now nobody talk about Kwame, Busy Bee. Like Busy Bee ain't have a whole ton of hits, but Busy Bee was a part of hip hop. That's like me taking a section of my hair. You like all these hairs right here on this little ass mustache I got. You take out a section of that shit, my shit look fucked up. So if you take some of these rappers and producers, and you take some of the people that are not talked about a lot, if you take them out, you don't know, because I do believe in like, well, this person started this, so then it inspired the next person, and then they took it and did their thing, then it inspired the next person. You know what I'm saying? So if you take a cog of these hip hop artists out, the shit might not even went. The hip hop might not have kept going. You never know. Man, I mean, these dudes is a huge part, man. I'm gonna tell you another person I used to like that nobody ever talks about, and he did a lot of songs on a lot of people's albums, kind of like Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes did a lot of songs on people's albums. I used to like Sadat X from Brand Nubian, because he had a distinctive voice, and I just like the way his voice sound. I don't know. You be getting into a song, and then he come on, and it just, I can't explain it. It's like it hype you up more. It's kind of like a group. Like if you had Tribe Called Quest, and they in a nice flow, right? And it was always Q-Tip would start off, and then Fife would come in, and then because Fife was a little bit more hardcore, just a teeny bit. That nigga was only like 5'1" and shit, but his voice was like, so you in the car, like Q-Tip kicking that shit, then all of a sudden here come Fife. Oh shit, you know what I'm saying? That's how Sadat X was. Cause he had that. I just like the way his voice sounds, kind of like Q-Tip. That's another thing. Like all these dudes. Like now everything is fucking auto-tune. The fuck. I just don't understand how people like this. I really don't. Cause there ain't no creativity, none whatsoever. But I can go back. Like I listen to old school all the time. I listen to old school everything. But of course, I'm a hip hop dude. And every song is different. Every voice is different. Now, you might have some beats that's somewhat here and there, some similarities in the beats. But for the most part, the shit different. Because everybody was trying to outdo everybody. It wasn't no, oh, that was a hit? Well, let me make a song like that. No, it wasn't none of that. Fucking Wu-Tang, nigga. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Fucking Liquid Swords. Gizza. Method Man's on here. 1995. Anyway. But so we gotta I just think like a lot of stuff that was done from back in the day, music wise, don't get no props, man. It's like it's forgotten. Oh, they did it. Oh, yeah. Oh, Grandmaster Flash. Oh, that's way back. Oh, that's too old. Blah, blah, blah. Like, come on, man. Like, these motherfuckers, they're like inspired. They're inspirers. Because somebody must have saw Grandmaster Flash. Grandmaster Flash was big, man. When my grandmother passed away in 81, I had to move with my father. So he lived in Mount Airy, right? In Philly. So I moved to Mount Airy, and all I hear in that neighborhood was Grandmaster Flash. And when I was living in Germantown, I didn't hear Grandmaster Flash, so I moved to Mount Airy. But for some reason, the kids up there like Grandmaster Flash. I'm like, yo, who the hell is this? And I loved all that music that he made. And nobody talks about Grandmaster Flash unless they have like those hip hop honor things on TV, which I don't watch TV, so maybe they have been giving him his props, but I don't watch TV no more. So, but I'm pretty sure they haven't been doing it. I'm pretty sure of that. And he's like hip hop royalty. Kid and Play came out, did this party music. It was good music. It wasn't trash. Then they went into making movies, and the movies was great. And that's it. You know, I can't say nothing about the movies because they do. You do see House Party. I see it, but I'm talking about the music mainly. The music is like, come on, man. Like these people are forgotten. I think like Tribe Called Quest. I think they get their props. You know, they get a lot of air. They people play them still. But I think like a lot of these, like Melly Mel is like that song he made, The Message, is probably the greatest hip hop song of all time. And I know a lot of people are gonna say, nah, it's gonna be this, it's gonna be that. You know, I always said The Bridge Is Over is the greatest hip hop song of all time. But The Message probably is because it was that shit. You can play that shit now, and that shit you can that applies to today. And that was out in 81. You can apply that to 2021, and it still applies. The message in that song, the same shit going on. So I'm just saying, like, you know, shout out to all those dudes. Sadat X. I only really have 15 minutes. I mean, I could go on and on, but because there's a whole lot of people. I think Flavor Flav is a little underrated, to be honest with you. He's the greatest hype man ever. Flavor Flav goes under the category of party music. And if you depressed about something, that nigga gonna make you forget about what you depressed about. Flavor Flav should have been a birthday party motherfucking, you know, like when your kids have a birthday party, have that motherfucker do the birthday party. Because he'll have everybody in there. Nobody will be sitting down. You know what I mean? He was great. But it's just so many pieces to hip hop that nobody talks about. That I'm just like, yo. But look, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Please hit the like button. Please share. I gotta get better with this because sometimes I get off track. But there's a lot of stuff I could talk about as far as old school hip hop. See you till the next video. Peace.